Once upon a time, in a quiet little village nestled between emerald hills and winding rivers, there lived a humble farmer named Eliot, who discovered a most extraordinary goose. It wasn't just any goosite, had shimmering white feathers that glowed faintly under the morning sun, and eyes that sparkled like dew-kissed gems. But the real miracle came one chilly morning when Eliot found, tucked beneath a nest of straw, a perfectly round, glowing golden egg. At first, Eliot could hardly believe it. He tapped it, lifted it, bit it, and sure enough, it was solid gold. Overcome with joy, Eliot danced around the barnyard shouting, "I'm rich! I'm rich!" He ran to the village, sold the egg to a jeweler, and for the first time in his life, filled his pantry with treats, bought himself a shiny new coat, and even hired someone else to milk the cow. The next morning, to his amazement, the goose laid another golden egg, and the day after that, another. It became a pattern, one golden egg each day. Eliot's house grew larger, his clothes grew finer, his words became fancier. Soon, he built a grand gate to keep nosy villagers away, because they were always peeking through his fence and whispering, "That's the man with the golden goose." But the more Eliot had, the more he wanted. He started thinking, why only one egg a day? Why not 2? Or 10? Or 100? Greed crept into his heart like a shadow at dusk. The goose looked up at him, soft and trusting. It nuzzled his hand. Eliot hesitated for just a breath, but greed roared louder than guilt. But inside, there were no golden eggs, no glittering treasure, just what you'd find in any goose. And with her last breath, the goose let out a soft, sad honk-as if she knew her gift had been betrayed. Eliot stood there, frozen. No eggs, no more riches, and no way to undo what he had done. When they peeked into the barn, they found Eliot sitting in the straw beside the lifeless goose, holding the knife with trembling hands, golden eggs nowhere in sight. The villagers shook their heads, whispering, "Greed stole his fortune." And his heart. Over time, Eliot lost everything he had gained. His coat frayed, his house crumbled, his fields grew wild, but worst of all, he had to live every day knowing he had destroyed the very thing that brought him joy all because he couldn't be patient. As years passed, Eliot grew old and quiet, often seen feeding birds by the riverbank, whispering stories to passing children. And though he never said it out loud, every child knew the tale, that of a goose, a golden gift, and a man who wanted too much. And so, in that village nestled between emerald hills and winding rivers, children were taught not to take more than they needed. That's not to ruin something good by wanting it all at once, and that some treasures, like kindness and patience, are worth more than gold.